Hi there. Today I'm going to do a chicken ballotine. It's quite an easy recipe. I'm going to sous vide it, but if you don't want to sous vide it, you can just cook it in a pan of boiling water, completely up to you. I'm sous videing just because I absolutely love how chicken comes out in the sous vide. Okay, I will show you guys how to do it. Okay, so we've got 2 chicken breasts there. I have butterflied them, so basically cut down the side and opened them out. And I've given them a quick bash, so I've flattened them slightly as well. We've got some bacon here to wrap around the chicken, and I've made a little stuffing here. It's basically the inside of 2 sausages, some apricots, some thyme and some seasoning. Okay, so we've got our chicken here, and we're just going to take our stuffing and pop it in the side and just spread it out so it goes all the way down. And we're going to fold that over. Now the reason we flattened it is so that when we fold it, it doesn't kind of bulge and it goes nicely over like that. Okay, so they're both nicely stuffed now. This one's actually a bit better than that one. And we're going to just take them and wrap them in the bacon. Okay, so I've laid some bacon out on top of some cling film. The reason I've laid it like that is so that we don't have any gaps in the middle. And I'm going to pop the chicken just on the end, and I'm going to roll it up quite tightly. I actually can't do this with one hand, so I will do it and then come back to you. Okay, so with this one, as you can see, I've rolled a really tight ball with the cling film. So basically, I'm rolling the chicken in that direction with the cling film attached, and then I'm just twisting both ends in opposite directions so that it's nicely wound up and tight in the cling film. Okay, so I've got a vacuum sealer machine. You can pick them up for about £20 now. They're so cheap. Great for actually storing stuff in the fridge and freezer as well, but perfect for sous vide or for boiling food in a bag, essentially. So I'm just going to vacuum and seal these. It also just makes sure that no water gets into the bag whilst it's cooking as well. So that is nicely sealed now and completely vacuumed, as you can see. That is going to go in my sous vide at 68.3 degrees. It's really precise when it's sous vide. And that will be cooking for 90 minutes. Now, if you wanted to do this in just a normal pan on the hob, you would put it on for about 25 minutes on a simmer. And when the meat comes out, it will need to be browned, especially if you're sous videing it, because it comes out quite anemic looking. So we will come back to you guys when it's cooked. Okay, so the chicken's all prepared. That is stuffed with sausage meat, apricot, thyme and some seasoning. And I'm going to make a sauce now. I'm going to make a wild mushroom cream sauce to go with the ballotine. So for our sauce, we've got some butter here. You need a fair bit because the mushrooms tend to soak it up. We have some exotic mushrooms and some wild mushrooms there. Some seasoning, 100 ml of white wine, some onion chopped, parmesan to go in at the end, and some double cream, like 200 ml. I'm also going to use 2 teaspoons of grey poupon mustard. This is really nice mustard because it's just very delicate, so it adds a really nice flavour. Okay, I'll show you guys how to make it. Okay, so you want to just melt your butter and pop in your onion. I'm going to give the onions a minute and then I'm going to go in with the mushrooms. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with our mushrooms. We just want to give those about 5 minutes just to cook and caramelise. Okay, so we have a nice bit of colour on those now. So I'm going to take them out and pop them on a plate and just finish the rest of the sauce. So you need to simmer this quite vigorously just so we can reduce it by half. As soon as you start to stir that, it just takes all those nice crispy bits off the bottom, which is all the flavour. As soon as you start to stir that, it just takes all those nice crispy bits off the bottom, which is all the flavour. So once it's reduced by half, just turn the heat down slightly, go in with your mustard, pop your mushrooms back in, and then we're going to put in the cream and the seasoning. And just give that a couple of minutes to cook through. So as you can see, that's looking lovely and creamy now, and I'm just going to pop the parmesan in. Just give that a stir, and that is basically it. You can serve it straight away, keep it warm, or reheat it a little bit later. Okay, so the chicken's just gone in the sous vide. I'm going to leave that now for 90 minutes.